Kinda Stubborn, episode 6. Welcome, everybody. I feel like it's been a little bit since we last talked. Last week, it felt like it was 24 hours in between episodes. This week, I feel like it's been a long time since we caught up. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. We got a lot to go over. Well, not a lot to go over. It's not like this is like a news segment. But the first piece of news, actually, sorry, before we get into everything, podcast is a podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen to the audio version, it's over there. Please leave a rating, all of that. Please subscribe. Please follow me, blah, blah. Okay. That's out of the way. I got another new YouTube channel. We're really starting, maybe some would argue late, I would argue right on time, in this whole creator, solo sort of stuff. Posted, last week's episode did well with like the Raya. I think the Raya thing was a good thumbnail and good title. But after that, posted the Olympic ranking thing, which like honestly did decent. I'm liking this. This channel's fun. I got a couple more things in the pipeline. We're gonna, do some like what's the best Pringle flavor and what's the best I'm gonna try to make it. The last two videos are like tier lists. So I saw one comment that was like, I can't wait till the end of the year where John ranks what's the best tier list. So maybe we could do that. Come the end of the year. Ooh, best polar seltzer. We got options. We got ideas. We got options. Okay. So this channel is going to be all non-wrestling. I made a new channel I made it yesterday, called John Watches Wrestling. I'll have it linked below. It's on my channel and everything. John Watches Wrestling. We're almost at 100 subscribers already. Shout out everyone. There's one video up there. It's kind of going over Raw. Last night, I was on stream, which I don't know if streaming is going to be a regular thing. Streaming still stresses me out. I'm way more of a post-production sort of person, but stream is fun here and there. There's a Tik Tok account related to the John Watches Wrestling, so that's been fun. I got a video coming out Wednesday called "The Worst WWE Rage Bait." I think that I got high hopes for that one. I think that one's going to be good, but that's going to be kind of the sort of content I want on that. I don't really want to do like show by show recaps. I more want like similar to Stash Club stuff, but just solo, just like fun fan stuff. I don't really want it to be like, I don't know. We're gonna see where it goes. I got a whole think piece on that. Like I said, that's kind of where I've done a few wrestling videos on here, but I want the Raspy Taylor stuff to be totally separate from the wrestling stuff, and hopefully they can kind of help each other grow. So that'll be cool. I'm really excited for that. Like I said, I think I said that last episode. I really like starting stuff from zero, and that's exactly like the Raspy Taylor channel. This channel had some subscribers already, and I kind of lost the plot on like where I started from because there were subscribers like pre-Lumberland that was like for music, and I did other stuff, and then Lumberland got some followers from that when I started plugging it. Stash Club, it started to grow, and I wasn't posting anything. Now we're posting. So that's exciting. I think one hurdle I had to get over, and something I'm still not over, the landscape of content now, I don't want to say, it almost is quantity over quality. It's not exactly that, but that's as close of a saying as it is. I think it's because of like, I do have a TikTok topic later today, but I don't want this to be like the TikTok show. But I think with TikTok and the incentive to just post and post and post, and the app and algorithm rewards you more the more you post and blah blah. So if you post 10 times a day and one of those videos does well, that's worth the 10 posts a day, because all those 9 other posts took you 45 seconds to make and whatever, and you just kind of, and there's there's definitely value in that sort of content 'cause it's authentic, it's off the cuff, and it's, I think people really value the lower quality lo-fi, which if you can even call it Wi-Fi, considering we're all shooting on, 4K supercomputers in our pocket. Everyone has access to like the greatest camera technology in the world at a moment's notice. But point being is I had some videos on this channel that have been privated and not privated and privated, and they're just like, the tier list videos. So for a while, I was like, well, this needs to be just a music channel. And I think it might get to that eventually. But releasing music takes a long time. And I have this platform, and I've always wanted to do YouTube. So I've come to the conclusion that I can do it my own way. Not that this way is unique, like, posting content and posting music. People have done that. I don't want to be locked into like the YouTuber music box. But I feel like that's like a good problem. That's like, I don't have to worry about now. That's farther in the distance. But sorry, I'm getting my thoughts together. There's people I look up to in music that like kind of take on a more like mysterious, like, I don't know. I not that I'm relating myself to them, but like you would never see like a Frank Ocean posting a tier list on his YouTube video. You know what I mean? I know that's like, I'm not comparing myself to Frank Ocean. I know that's a totally different thing, but like in terms of just like music and making music in general, I think there's different, not personas, but different like, I don't know, I guess personas and brands that you can attach to your music. And I really like the laid back, kind of mysterious. There's a wall between like the artist and audience. However, I then came to the realization that there's currently hundreds, if not maybe we're getting into the thousands of public videos across multiple different YouTube channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers about me being silly and making jokes and not being mysterious and not being the quiet, cool guy or whatever, and me reacting to like, oh my God, CM Punk came back. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's super mysterious, but that's my job. So I figured instead of like stressing about it, might as well embrace it and post some content. If I post a video that's maybe not that great, the next one will be better. And that's what that's kind of where like the quality over quantity is like a good thing, because the landscape now allows you to just like put out stuff. I think that's why if you ever like on TikTok or anything and you come across like a video that's clearly shot on a professional grade camera or even just a DSLR, it's a little jarring, and a lot of the times the views will be higher because it's like that thought of like, ooh, this is premium. This is higher quality than what I'm used to on this app, so I'm gonna, stick around for this. So I think there's pros and cons to both the quality over quantity, quantity over quality. I don't know. Point being, though, I'm trying not to stress out as much about... I want to post quality. That's the thing. I want to post quality, but I'm going to stress out less about, like, I guess it's my, like, image. Like, what sort of... I guess image is the whole word I'm, like, circling around, right? I'm going to be less worried about, or attempt to be less worried about, like, ooh, like, what's my image? How people perceive me? I hope people perceive me as, like, a serious musical artist while I have, 300 videos about me talking about, why Seth Rollins should beat Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, or, like, but like I said, that's... my journey's different than anyone else's. So, Donald Glover wrote for 30 Rock and was a stand-up comedian, was on Community, and years later, now he's transitioned Like, because of the internet, he became like the real, like, kind of mysterious in character artist. Now with Bando, he's still like a behind closed doors creative, but it's, he's a little more like, he's on TikTok, he's a little more open. Now he's kind of he's a dad, so he's just kind of like back to being a little more silly and a little less like, who's this persona behind the persona, So I don't know. I mean, if I could have it my way, I don't know. I don't know. I know. It's all interesting. And like I said, it's kind of just stuff I'm navigating, especially with starting posting on this channel, exploring content on this channel, the new wrestling channel. Also with that is like, I've realized like embracing that I'm like a wrestling content creator. Not that I haven't before, but like embracing it in a solo sense and being like, well, there's an opportunity here. Let's explore that. And let's make it a different channel. So at least I have a little bit of that, the music and Raspy Taylor stuff, even though there are personality videos on there, that's at least separate on a separate channel and channel. Then my solo wrestling stuff, I can explore both at once. So I don't know. That's where my head's at with all of that. Either way, I'm excited to grow it. Like I said, we're almost at 100 subscribers. If I refresh it, we're going to be at 100. Probably not. 97. I tried filming a video on stream. I really like how two creators I've been into right now are Maya Higa and, to a lesser extent, Ludwig. More so, I just like the business model and I like what he's created. But they're both mainly, well, I don't know. I'm not going to make any claims. Ludwig, I don't know too much about. But I think Maya's more known as like a streamer. But what they do, they'll do their 2, 3, 4, 5 hour stream, but somewhere in there, they film a music video. Not, what am I saying? YouTube video. So they'll do their whole thing, play video games, and then all of a sudden they'll do, okay, chat, today we are, and they'll have something prepared. Today we're ranking this, or we're doing, we're spinning the wheel, and this is doing this. And then that 40 minutes of that 40 minutes of them recording from their 3-hour live stream gets edited into a YouTube video, and you still have the chat, and there's still like the interactive part with like the chat and the community that's live with them. But they got the money, engagement, and audience from that Twitch stream, and then now they post it, and that thing gets another 1 million views separate, and also like the editing and stuff helps. So it's like, I don't know, it's using time efficiently. It's really, really cool. And they don't like, there's some people that do it that like take their Twitch recordings or streams and they'll edit into a YouTube video. And sometimes it comes across as, I don't want to say lazy, but sometimes it's not, and this might go back to quantity versus quality, but it doesn't hit the quality of like an edited full YouTube video or like video essay that's trying to make itself out to be. But what Maya and Ludwig do is the type of content they film for their stream is it's as if they're filming a YouTube video just in front of a live audience. And it's really, really cool. And it's really, really smart. And like I said, then it's edited like a YouTube video. Even though it was on stream, it's edited like a YouTube video. So I've been seeing that, and I was trying to replicate something like that. I streamed Raw the other day, and afterward, I was like, all right, we're like after Raw, we're filming a YouTube video. And it got to the point to film the YouTube video. And at first I was like, ooh, it's going to be like the big thing that happened. But then that felt too much like a news source. And I don't want to be a news source. And then I was like, well, what's the YouTube video? So I kind of just came to the conclusion of like, all right, let's just do like a rapid Raw recap, I called it. So the video is like 12 or 13 minutes long. I think I filmed for like 20 or 25 minutes because I was kind of just like getting my thoughts together in the moment. And it was just me really fast going over what I think it's a fine video. It's a good first step, and it's a learning curve. And this ties into the whole conversation of I didn't love recapping Raw, but if I'm on stream, why not just do it? And that's another video. Quantity versus quality. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not stressing out about it. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, and I'm coming to terms with and becoming at peace with like the trial and error. Because like in my head, I'm like, all the videos have to be perfect. They all have to be like whatever. And I want to get to a point, but I'm allowing myself that process to figure it out. And I post one type of video, and I didn't like it. I don't have to do it again, but it's still up there, and I still stand by it. So it's a whole, I don't know. It's a fun new creative journey. But I'll tell you, I don't know how much. I'll tell you what yesterday looked like. So yesterday was Monday. I edited the Stash Club video for like 3 hours. And then I shot and edited the Rage Bait video that's going to go live on Wednesday. Shot and it wasn't a crazy edit. Shot and edited that. That took, I don't know, had to be another 3 hours. What did I do? Okay, squeezed in dinner. At this time, it's almost 8 o'clock, or it's past 8 o'clock at this point. I was catching up on Raw. Raw's on. I was going to stream. I also don't like, if I stream Raw's 3 hours. A 3-hour stream is so stressful. I don't know how people do it. So when I stream for 2 hours max. I can do the whole SmackDown. Raw, I'll do an hour in, and I'll start at 9, do 9 to 11. So, ate dinner. I started streaming at 9. Stream didn't end, but Raw ended at 11. I'd say 11 to 11:30, we filmed the YouTube video. And then from 11:30 to I'd say almost 1 a.m., I was editing TikToks and clips from the stream, and then also editing the YouTube video. And that was a whole, I don't even have to get into it. It's a whole, God, Adobe Premiere. I hate PCs. Oh my God, I hate PCs. They never fucking work. There's always some sort of problem. Premiere was it's user error. I tried everything. I cleared the cache. I cleared up memory. I put it on a different, I was exporting to a hard drive, and I chose to export it on my, or I was exporting on an external hard drive, and I changed it to export on a regular hard drive. And then what else did I do? I changed the encoding from GPU to not GPU. That's just in case anyone is like, oh, well, you didn't do this. And it's like, I tried everything. I don't know what's going on. I got like a gaming PC. Shit sucks. It does what's good. It's good for streaming because you can like, there's capabilities that a PC just like allows that a Mac might not allow, and that's in like OBS, and that's in different like functions and different plugins and inputs and third-party stuff. But I think what my move is, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to stream and record there, and then just edit on my Mac. Upload something to Google Drive, download it. It's a little time-consuming, but it's like the Mac workflow is just, oh my God. I had the shit exporting. It kept getting stuck at 99%, and it wouldn't export, and it's just a mess, dude. It's a mess. Anyway, sorry. I don't know where that came from. All right. I don't want this whole thing to be, well, I don't know. It's what I'm here for. I'll just say, I don't want this whole thing to be me just talking, but what's the best Polar Seltzer video incoming? Maybe. That'd be a fun video. I should write that down. Okay. What do we want to talk about? Talk about this. I got two main topics. And this would... Okay, where do we start? Okay. I gotta get her name. Hold on. So, this was going to be the title of the video, but as we get into it, you'll kind of see how this person has been going back and forth. It's a TikToker. Oh, shit. This person has been going back and forth with like, ooh, I want to stay online. I'm getting off TikTok. So I don't know how good I feel about like making this YouTube video titled after her, and like the thumbnail would then have to be her, and that feels like it's not helping her stress of like, do I want to be on TikTok, whatever. None of that makes sense yet because I haven't really told you what any of this is. Anyway, I found the most wholesome person on TikTok. Everyone, it's Corinna. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but Corinna. Who knows Corinna? Corinna, Fulgiere. Fulgari. She's blown up over the past few weeks. She has 253.8 thousand on TikTok. All of her videos are like, oh my God, 1.3 million, 600,000, 900,000, 500,000. Holy shit. I never looked at like, Jesus, 1.7, 2.2. God damn. God, I hope she's monetizing off this. Oh, I really hope she's monetizing off this. Sorry, to give you, I feel like I'm just kind of talking as if you know what I'm talking about. All right, Corinna, why is she the most wholesome person on TikTok? She is, where do I start? It's very stream of consciousness, which isn't anything new, but like the way she does it is it feels like you'll stumble on a video and it feels like you're just popping in like 17 minutes in to a FaceTime call with her best friend, and you're just like looking on the outside. Cause she'll do 3 or 4 TikToks that'll just be like about the same thing, and you'll scroll on one and then it'll just start with like, so what I mean by that is da-da-da-da, and just a stream of consciousness, what's on her mind. And it's so, like I said, it's wholesome. It's like she's funny. There's also this whole like story arc now of she has a boyfriend, and then the boyfriend was in videos, and then the boyfriend wasn't in videos, and then all of a sudden, this is the big thing that's happening right now. She was also doing like a 43-day countdown to her birthday, which was so good. So all of a sudden, the boyfriend's not in videos, and that's that. It has nothing to do. All right, next thing, because this is who am I to say? Then all of a sudden, she's posting videos post crying and even mid crying. She's like, "Hey, I'm getting off TikTok. This is stressful for me." And honestly, like, if we just call it right there, I get it. I don't blame you. All of a sudden, you're just posting videos, like silly videos, stream of consciousness, and all of a sudden they hit the algorithm and they resonate with people. And then the stress of every single one of your update videos, that's just really a stream of consciousness, is going to hit like at minimum 250,000. It could even hit 1 million with the likelihood of, you know, how the algorithm's going for you. That's stressful, dude. And she started saying how she was like getting recognized, and it's really like the classic like overnight success. And all of a sudden, like, you know, you start getting recognized and all these comments, and it's TikTok too. So like, you know, I'm sure she's getting a ton of mean comments, which I don't think she should, but like you can post a video of a puppy playing in a pool, and there'll be mean comments being like, "I fucking hate you. I fucking hate that dog." The comments that she does get, also she's getting I guess co-signed by like, I think Megan Trainor. She made a video that Megan Trainor liked her video. Chris Olsen, who I'm not really sure who he is, but I think he has like 7 million followers on TikTok. He's commenting and like a big fan. There are people just making little like, not even tagging her, but just like, you know, there'll be videos with like 500,000 views that are like, you know, are we all keeping up with Corinna? Are we all? So she's like the it girl on TikTok right now. It's great. And all the comments will be like, the queen of just letting us know. Cause that's the whole, I think that's what's so like endearing about all her videos is it's just someone on FaceTime letting you know. And she'll just be like, you know, "Hey, I went to the store today and I got this, but here's why I don't like this, whatever, and blah, blah. And she'll go into like detail about like whatever the really, really small, mundane thing is. And it's relatable and it's comfortable and it's, I don't know, it's funny and it's cool. All the comments will be like, thanks for letting us know, Queen. The queen of letting us know. Queen of birthday countdowns. She's been counting down to her birthday. It's great. Like I said, I hope all her videos are over a minute, because I hope she's capitalizing off it, because she must be making a decent little something. Oh, but back to the big story arc, right? So she's posting videos crying or post crying and being like, I'm getting off TikTok, I can't handle it. And everyone's like, oh no. But everyone's also in the comments like, hey, like, do what you need to do. Like, this is stressful. We get it. Do what you need to do. We'll miss you though. And I hope you don't leave. So she had her birthday, 1.3 million views on her birthday post. And I think it was like on her birthday or a day after birthday, she like made an announcement saying like, hey, I think I'm not leaving TikTok, but I'm going to be posting a little less. But like, I think I'm staying. And all the comments had just been like, Queen, you're sending us on a roller coaster here. So it changes by the day. It changes by the hour of what the story is and what's going to happen. Because she'll post, I'm leaving TikTok. And almost in the same like sentence, it'll be like, well, maybe I'll stay. So it's just like, it's compelling to just see what's gonna happen. And like I said, she's getting the views. So what I'm trying to say with that is like she's got something. She's got something, and I hope if it's something she wants to pursue. Not that this isn't her pursuing it, because like I said, she's getting fucking tons of views, and like I said, if those are monetized, she's doing all right, But yeah, it's kind of like it's a really cool, wholesome, good for you moment, and it's definitely seeing her like stressed about like the sudden attention is really, I don't know, it's because she's such a normal person. To get, as TikTok has done, to get all of a sudden shoved in the limelight with likes and comments and followers. It's interesting to see just like, reactions to it, and especially someone who maybe didn't expect it, just like how they navigate it. And I hope she stays on, but I also wouldn't blame her if she's like, yeah, this is too much. Fuck this. I'm going back to having a normal life. You know what I mean? It's interesting though. Check her out. Corinna, like I said, Fulgari or whatever the fuck. Fulgari. Something like that. She posted a new one. Let's see. Her last one was Megan Trainor liking her video. Let me see one. Oh yeah, Chris Olsen. Wow, 13 million. Okay, I've seen this guy. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, he commented, followed Queen. And she's becoming people's comfort TikToker. Queen of posting here and there. I just got the relief of my life and that kind of thing. Yeah, man, it's interesting. I just hope people are nice. I hope people are nice. Because I think there's definitely comments that are maybe sarcastic or like, but I think she's passing the threshold now and getting the cosigns where, I don't know, maybe people are just going to be more nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much hope into TikTok. I don't know. Like I said, she's very wholesome. All these views were thrust upon her. So I hope people are nice. Okay, anyway, that's Corinna. Shout out Corinna. Next. I've been In the market. Ooh, I finished. Hold on. Ooh. Hold on. Stay there. Don't move. Finished a book. Yeah. Whoo. Take that, fucker, huh? You fucking thought, huh? It's a small one. 200? Little over 200 pages. Not crazy. We finished it. Now I'm excited to go get a new one. I do have The Girls by Emma Cline to read, but I read a couple chapters and it's a little dense. It's a heavy read and I haven't picked it up in a month or two. So if I go back to it, I have to restart it. And I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But anyway, I finished Fly Already by Edgar Carrot. It's fine. 5 out of 10. It's all short stories. And every 6 stories, you'll get a real good one. And he even admits this in some of his stories that like some of the endings just end, and not every story. The writer admits this, but not every story has like a bigger purpose. Not every story has a lesson. Not every story has a punchline. And I don't think stories need that necessarily. However, when you read 4 of those in a row, and you're just like, all right, I don't know what was the point of any of that. You know, it's a little draining. There was a really interesting one. One of the last stories about like this guy. He'd always smoke a cigarette at this at sunset at this park, and this woman would come by, and they kind of became friendly. And she would smoke a cigarette with him, or no, it wasn't a cigarette; it was a joint. They'd smoke weed together, and that was kind of both their escapes. She drops on him that like she's married, but also they're getting a divorce, and she's moving away. And it's just this whole like, all the stories are like mundane, regular life stuff, which I think is interesting. Most of them are. And there's, I don't want to spoil it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. How does that short story end? I don't know. I think that's another story where she just she leaves. He doesn't have a smoking buddy. He was like, I'll come with you. At one point, she was like paying him to like, okay, be here after work. I'll pay you $200 or no, like $2,000 for 3 weeks, and you'll be my smoking person. And he's like, well, you can just buy weed. And she's like, no, I don't want that. My husband can't know I smoke. And I don't know. It's I don't know. I think the next one, I'm glad I finished it. I kind of maybe about 75% of the way through, I was kind of over his style of short stories. But I don't know. Finished it. I can put it on the shelf, on my new record player shelf thing. So that's that. I'm excited to peruse, go back to the bookstore, see what catches my eye. I'm big on judging a book by its cover. Love judging a book by its cover. If you have a lame cover, not reading it. What's the point of a cover if I'm not supposed to judge it? I think that covers are meant to be judged. That's the point of a cover. You're supposed to look at a cover and, ooh, that looks good. I want to read that because that cover enticed me. I don't think I'm going the short story route, though. If anyone has suggestions, I think I'm going to go for a fiction. 200, 300 pages. Fiction. And I want something that's kind of known. Because I want to talk to people about it. I just don't know what's the hot book right now. I definitely go, and I know you're not supposed to do this, but I go by if I see it has the little the bestseller thing on it, or this won an award or whatever, I'm more inclined to do that. It's oh, people have read this, and because I don't know authors. I'm kind of new to reading, I guess. That's not true, but I read this was a while ago. It was last year. I read what the fuck is it called? Something All Stars. Hold on. Chain Gang All Stars by. I think I mentioned this somewhere else. I forget. Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame. And then I'm not going to do you the disservice of butchering your last name, but you'll be able to find it. Great book. I thought it was really good. It was fiction. I won't get into it, but there was some social commentary. There was some humor. There was some almost fantasy in it. It was a really cool book. I like that a lot. and that's my book review. It was a good book. I like that a lot. What I was gonna say though, now I'm also a record player guy now. I'm a reading guy and a record player guy now. Can you tell? So I had two records. I had Dijon Absolutely. I think I talked about this. I had Dijon Absolutely, and I had the Her soundtrack. And then, did I talk about this last week? If I did, I'm sorry. I got Donna Summer's self-titled. Why, you ask? Because judge a record by its sleeve. Sleeve looked sick. I know who Donna Summers is. And I'm trying to build up a record collection. And I just don't want to buy a bunch of records to have to fill the space. I want stuff that I would want to listen to, but I also really want to do the digging, find used ones. I was at a thrift store the other day and I was digging through and I found some, but I caught myself, I wasn't super interested in the records I found. I just kind of caught myself wanting to buy them. But also on the flip side, I do want to find records, cheap used records, and discover artists and whatever just through. And this is fucking, I'm not saying anything new. This is how people found music and experienced music forever. It's just, obviously with streaming, it's just changed. It's not as much like this anymore. But I like the idea of going to a used record store, digging through, find 3 or 4 records. They're both $5 to $10 each, and you like the cover, or you recognize the name but hadn't heard that, or you recognized a band but never really dove in, and then you play it on the record player and you experience it, and that kind of gets you into another genre or another artist or band or whatever. So that was kind of that. I got the Donna Summers album, self-titled, $6. I found myself also going online. So I hate wasting money too. So I found myself going online just looking up what's the best Donna Summers album? And if it's at least in the top 5, then it's okay, I'll get it. It seemed like people liked it. I ended up talking to another guy who was selling records. He was oh, Donna Summers is a good one. And he was looking at it and it has Quincy Jones production on it, who, from what I know, produced or helped produce Thriller. And he was oh, I guess Donna Summers, the self-titled, came out right before Thriller. So this is kind of Quincy Jones getting ready and taking reps for Thriller. That could all be wrong. I'm just kind of saying that off hearsay. That could all be wrong. That's just what I heard off hearsay. But that hooked me. I was okay, cool. So this is somewhat sort of a piece of history. And I played a couple songs. It's just fun, kind of soul disc. It's more disco than anything, but and it's cool. I gotta play it while I'm I don't know, cleaning or something and really, really experience it. But that's why I want, dig through and, I haven't heard of this band or this band. This has a sick thing. And then, I don't know, I think it's a cool way to discover music. And it's the first time I've had a record player. So this is the first time I've been able to do that. And then thus you build a extensive and diverse record collection. And you can talk, this one I found at this place. And that made me discover this one. Look at this one. But I also want to get records I know I like. You know what I mean? So that's that. I don't know. I did go to I'm learning the difference between a new and used record store. So I went to a record store and everything was new, and even old stuff was new in plastic and expensive. and they had everything. Like, if I wanted Blonde by Frank Ocean, which is kind of a quote unquote rare, or even Channel Orange, kind of a rare vinyl, they had every Frank Ocean album. If I wanted any Metallica album, they had every single Metallica record new. So I'm kind of looking around, I'm like, well, what's the point of this? How is this fun? You go in a records, unless you're like, oh, I want this album by this person, you go in. I always assumed the point was like you go in and you browse and everything's used and da-da-da. So apparently there's new and used record stores. So I gotta find me some used record stores. Go through those. A place that might have some hidden gems, might not have everything, will have some used stuff for cheap. I don't know. So I'm excited to. I guess I got 2 missions this week. Bookstore, which is funny because bookstore I want to buy new. I like the feeling of a new book. And I also want to be the one to put the creases in it. There's something cool about that. And with a new bookstore, they'll have like, I really rely heavy on the recommendations because it's kind of how I think I'm going to get my foot in. So I'll kind of go to like their little displays of like either staff picks or popular nonfiction right now or popular fiction right now and da-da. And that's kind of how I've like gotten, some books. This one I found, the flyer already I found on the shelf. And again, I like the cover. It was a fish smoking a cigarette on a rooftop. I think that was sick. But with records, all I want is used. Because I kind of want to hear the life lived in it. I want to get a record from like 1992 and hear some scratches and hear like, know that it lived a life before me. A book, I don't care that it lived a life before me. A book I want new. But something, and it's the same thing like clothes too. There's something cool about like a record or a pair of jeans that's like, ooh, this has lived like a whole life before me. And now it's my turn to experience this life. And then maybe I'll donate these jeans, or maybe I'll sell this record and it's someone else's turn to experience this. And I've left my imperfections on it. And now it's someone else can give it new life. And maybe they'll cut holes in the jeans. Maybe they'll use the record to DJ and scratch it all up. I don't know. A book is just different in that for me. Okay. Oh, let me take a sip here. All right, a couple more things. One, it's August. Happy August. Should I turn up the ISO on the camera? Hold on, let me turn up the ISO on the camera real quick. Hold on, stay there. It got dark, huh? Love a gloomy day. Love a gloomy day. I really do. I like a sunny day, but there's something about just like middle of the week. Hate a gloomy day on a weekend, which I got this whole thing about the weekend next. The days of the week, not the artist. But just a Tuesday gloomy day. A little bit of drizzle here and there. But it got dark in here because the sun's not out. But anyway. All right. It's August. That's what we were talking about. It's August. It's the Sunday of summer. Summer's almost over. And as a fully adult, a 28-year-old adult man, I still get that like shitty like August Sunday school's coming up, back to school feeling, and I hate it. It feels like something is ending. Even though I'm an adult with a full-time job and September, October, December, next April, next July are all going to be just me working the same job, doing different things. Maybe it's just, I'm not going back to school. And at 28, my brain is still trained or like PTSD-ified into like being nervous and not nervous, but dreading, school the next day. And I'm seeing back to school ads, and that's not helping. It's crazy. I'm not the only one that knows that thinks like this. I know that's not unique at all. I know a lot of people are like that, but it's crazy how like for at minimum 12 years, and you go off to college and you have like a kind of a similar thinking. But some people like college, so it's a little different. But like crazy. This isn't a take or whatever, but crazy what the American school system has done to us. Where it's like at 28, I'm still like, oh, it's August. Even though August is a full month, you have 30 or 20 something days or whatever to still enjoy. But the second August hits, you're like, something's over. Oh no, here. Which summer is ending, but like, I'm a 28-year-old adult. I can still go out and have fun in September or October or November. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's but it does also mean something is ending. Summer is ending. But like also not really. Because you have all of August and then a lot of September is still summer. When does, I should know, as a 28-year-old adult, I should 1000% know this, but I know summer starts on like June 21st. When does, I'm going to say September, should it be September 21st? Am I stupid? When does summer end? Oh, all right. All right. Summer starts, unless it's different. Sorry, summer started on June 20th, and it's going to end on September 22nd. Okay, so I was there. Yeah, I'm not that stupid. That's what I'm saying, though. It's only the beginning of August. As an adult, my summertime, bro, it's not like my friends all of a sudden, once August is off, it's like, I don't, no one else is available for summer or whatever. We're having the same lives that we did at the beginning of June. You know what I mean? We got all of August left. We got most of September. We still got 2 more months of summer, baby. I guess like a lot of summery events kind of stop happening at the end of August. August just kind of sucks in general. It's like the hottest. It's the hottest of the summer months. It feels like. I don't know if that has any validity to it. Validity. But I don't know. August hit. I'm stressed out. School's back. We're going back to school. Oh my God. The other day I had the thought of like, should I go back to college for a class? And then I was like, fucking no, dude. What? I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I don't like it. September is actually super chill though. I kind of love September. I don't vibe with the people who are already like, oh, I'm getting my flannels out. It's already fall. Enjoy the moment you're in. Don't, because this happens every year. You get 2 months into a season and everyone's like, all right, wrap it up. Let's get pumpkin spice and flannels ready. And it's like, why can't, like, that's going to happen. Why can't you enjoy the next 2 months of it being nice and sunny outside and embrace the season you're in? And then your time will come. Your time will come. Go to the beach. I kind of hate the beach, but, some people like it. At the beginning of summer, I was like, I'm going to be a beach guy this summer. I've been to the beach once. If I can get one more beach day in, I'll be satisfied. I liked it when I last went, to be honest with you. I traditionally don't like the beach. Famously don't like the beach. But last time I went, I had a good time. So I don't know. Maybe I'm changing. I don't know. But speaking of the weekends, do we even have enough time for this? We have all the time in the world. All right. Bad take alert about to drop. Bad take alert. I'm telling you now, this is a bad take. But hear me out. The weekend. Too stressful. There's too much pressure. The weekend is too stressful. I don't like it. Now, disclaimer. This is coming from someone who's in the very fortunate position to like his job. I don't have a super... My job is Stash Club Wrestling. I make YouTube videos and edit and film. That's my job. That's my day job. It's a make your own schedule. I can work at night. I can work on the weekend if I want. It's a make your own schedule. As long as stuff comes out, edit, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. That's the disclaimer. So I know, like... I mean, it's not like I lived this life pre-Lumberland, just, working jobs I didn't like. And even if what I'm about to say holds any validity, lose that word twice this podcast. I'm well aware that even if the weekend sucks, it's still better than the shitty Monday through Friday that a lot of people have in jobs they don't like. So I want to make that clear. Like I said, this is a bad take. Also, I know that like a 9 to 5 isn't everyone's job. There's so many people that don't work a 9 to 5, or they do work at night, or they work on weekends and it's a full-time job and whatever. God, I don't even know if I should even say this take. It's less of a take. It's more just like a point. And it's more so comes from, I think, a place of anxiety than anything, as opposed to not being grateful. Because I love doing nothing and having no responsibilities just as much as the next person, right? And I think no matter how much you love your job and how maybe not that stressful your job is, there are some times where it still does become work or it still becomes stressful and you still are like yearning for that, like, oh, I can't wait till the weekend, right? However, my point is, I think this is especially as a single person in their late 20s. I think it was last podcast. I was like, am I even going to how personal we getting? Maybe this is what I was talking about. There's too much pressure on the weekend to live life and have experiences and have monumental memories and life moments. Also, I want to make this clear in case any of my friends are listening, whatever. I had a great weekend. I did a lot this weekend. Housewarming party, live music, went out to some bars and whatever. I had a great weekend. So this isn't like a specific thing. Like I said, this is more like an anxiety speaking from the weekends in general. It's too stressful. So my point being, Monday through Friday afternoon, I got structure, right? Maybe that's what I need is structure. I got structure. Even if I don't have structure, I'm like, okay, it's Tuesday. Maybe this is also, it could be part FOMO, part anxiety. It's Tuesday. No one's going out. No one's really doing anything fun. So I don't feel stressed about like I said, Monday last night, I worked all day and through the night. Like I edited all day, I streamed at night, and I edited till 1 a.m. There was no pressure of I need to have my night free or I need to go out and do something because everyone else, even strangers and meeting people, are out at the bar or out at this whatever thing and doing something, right? The general consensus is that Monday through Friday afternoon, people are working and maybe not doing the most exciting things. So there's no pressure to be included in any sort of other experiences and whatever. And what's nice about that too, like I said, as someone who is starting different creative endeavors and likes to work on music and now has 3 fucking YouTube channels, having that mental allowance to just work all day and whatever is actually really nice. Because like I said, I'm coming from a position where I like my work. I'm very fortunate that I get to do what I get to do and I have the freedom to do what I want to do and it's all creative and blah, blah. So not having that mental FOMO or stress or whatever puts my mind at ease to work on all these creative things that I want to do anyway. Does that make sense? And Friday night's like a 50-50. Friday night, for the most part, people aren't around or they're just coming off the work week. Maybe there's something planned on Saturday. So Friday, we're going to chill. We're not doing anything. And also for me, SmackDown's on, so I don't feel bad about, I got, it's research. Watching wrestling, I got to watch it. Also, I'm not doing my job. Sometimes I might even stream it. So that's kind of actual work. You know what I mean? So Friday night, I get a little bit of it. It's it is a Friday night and people are out, but whatever. Sunday, we're clearly skipping one. Sunday's Sunday. Sunday during the day, there's stuff that you want to be a part of, go to the farmer's market or a flea market or go to, whatever during the day thing or get brunch or whatever. There are those opportunities, but it's less there's a less stressor to have the most fun. And also a lot of times people like it's Sunday, we went out Saturday, we did something Saturday, we saw friends Saturday. Sunday's our chill day. Sunday is pretty usually understood, at least in my circle. Like usually people are doing nothing, so it's kind of X'd off the calendar. And I'm like, I'm at peace with that. I'm like, okay. So what that means is you have Saturday. That means you have 1 out of the 7 days to make something happen. You got one, and this is a general, it's not just like with your friends. It's like, if you're a single person, the general consensus is that like people are out and about on a Saturday and Friday night too. But like, for the most part, people are out and about on like if it's during the day, the whole day Saturday. Because Friday you have Friday night, Sunday you kind of have Sunday during the day. Saturday is the only day that's morning, afternoon, night, the whole day. There's a expectation or assumption or whatever, like there are people out, so you can either be out with your friends and they're gonna be more readily available, or if you're trying to meet someone, you got that one Saturday that has the highest likely chance of falling in love, right? And in the morning you can go here, afternoon maybe you go your flea market, or you do an activity, you go to the museum or whatever. At night you go to the bar, or you go to a show, or you go to whatever. But when you don't meet these unrealistic and self-made up expectations that Saturday has, you're kind of like even if you have a fun day on Saturday, there can still be like, not all the time, but there can still be that like thing where it's like, oh man, I didn't meet someone, or I didn't do this thing or get this thing accomplished is kind of not what I'm talking about, but do you know what I mean? So you can come away, and then so that's your one shot out of the 7 days. That's your one shot. And even just have like a life experience. If you spend it and no one's around, or you don't end up doing anything, or you don't go anywhere, there's no plans, and you're like, you don't want to waste that Saturday. So it's like, well, this is when people are supposed to be available and out. You waste that, quote unquote, waste, because I think it's not actually wasting. You're not actually wasting your day, but it's like the mental FOMO makes you think you're wasting it. Then you're like, well, fuck, I'll try again in 7 days, and then you gotta wait. And this is all like a, again, with like a lot of, whatever, the culture that we live in with like so much emphasis on the weekends. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll wait another few days to try to, I don't know, have a milestone happen. You know what I mean? I don't know. Does any of that make any sense, or am I just fucking crazy? I'm aware that it's a stressor that's stupid, but I think people can relate to it, With that said, though, I am making it a point, and this isn't a new thing for me at all. I've been doing this. I've been making it a point to, like, at least once or twice, not every day, because that's a lot. And like I said, I'm trying to really ramp up my work, and, but I'm trying to do stuff during the week. Not all of it has to be, a lot of it's like, not all of it's social, not all of it's like trying to meet people and da-da-da. One of my favorite things to do is go to the movies alone. So like one day of the week, go to the movies. One day, go to the thrift store. One day, if there's a show on a Thursday, pop out to the show. If a friend asks you to hang out on a Wednesday, take that friend up on their offer. And I'm pretty good at doing that. Like I said, that also goes to the fact that I am in a very fortunate situation where I can make my own schedule. So if I go and hang out with a friend on a Wednesday, I don't really have to stress about like, being in an office by 7 a.m. the next morning or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm aware that this problem might be like a pretty privileged problem to have, or a privileged thing to even have the freedom to have as a stressor, or have something to think about, because like I said, for a lot of people, it doesn't matter if the weekend is shitty at all. as long as it's not the work week, which again, I get, and it's not like I've most of my life was jobs like that. So like I get it. I get that this is coming from a position where it's like, oh well, you're lucky you're able to to even worry about that, because I'm just happy to have a Saturday. And I get it, Like I said, I think this is coming from way more just a anxiety, FOMO, single, perspective. Not that you can't have all those and have the job I was talking about, but whatever. I'm arguing with myself. I'm making arguments that no one's even making toward me. That's another point I had with that. This is like not related to anything. This is the last point, and we're gonna get out of here. Wow, good ep. We felt on in a flow state in this one. I don't know how you felt about this one, but this one kind of felt. So it felt like it just came out. I was ready to talk. Last week, for whatever reason, I think last week was a good episode, but it took me a little bit to get into it. This week, I was like kind of ready to chat. Oh, that was my last point. It kind of goes with like the, if it's Wednesday or if it's Friday. Most of the time, I don't watch. Well, I shouldn't say most of the time. A lot of the times, sometimes, every now and again, I don't watch SmackDown live. It's on a Friday night. If there's an opportunity to hang out with friends or go out or whatever, I'm going to take that opportunity. And I think like, as someone whose entire livelihood is right now on professional wrestling, I think it's a good message to be like, hey, that pay-per-view, that Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown, because if you're going to watch every wrestling event, right? This isn't a complaint. It's the state of wrestling is amazing right now. If you're going to watch every show, you got Raw on Monday, Tuesday's NXT, Wednesday's Dynamite, Thursday, I'm sure there's something on Thursday. I'm sure like there's a TNA or an ROH on Thursday. Friday, SmackDown, also Collision if you want to watch Collision. And then depending on the weekend, depending on the timing, there's could be an AEW pay-per-view on a Sunday. There could be both, or there could be a WWE PLE on a Saturday. So my point is, wrestling's always going to be there, and it's going to be there on Hulu, or people don't have DVRs anymore, but you know what I mean, whatever the fuck, the YouTube TV recording or whatever. Catch it the next day. Watch it the next night instead. Try to stay away from spoilers or whatever. And there will be times, like if it's like a WrestleMania or like a SummerSlam, I'll prioritize that. I think there are occasions where I prioritize. Wrestling is something I care about. Like I said, is my livelihood. Like for instance, I was out all day Saturday, and I caught most of SummerSlam. And I was trying not to be, rude about it, especially. But during the main event, I had my phone out, or we were waiting in line for something. Had my phone out. I did go back and rewatch the whole SummerSlam. I had my phone out. I caught pretty much all of Liv in Rio while standing in line. At the bar, I saw the entire ending with like Roman returning. What else did I watch? Saw some of. I watched a good chunk of Damian Gunther on my phone. Maybe like one or two other matches. And then obviously, the next morning, I watched the entirety of it and filled in the blanks and blah. But my point is, you don't have to do that all the time. If it's a Friday night SmackDown that's on, or even a Wednesday a Dynamite, and a friend's like, hey, you want to go to the bar, or hey, you want to go to this show, take them up on that. I saw something. I think it was from a TV show. I think it was even like Community or something, where I think people were talking about like relationships with people and like friends or whatever, and they were just saying like it's the the least you can do, but it's also the most important thing you can do is just show up. I heard that somewhere. I don't know where I heard it, but it was just show up. So I think it's fine. I think it's important. I think it's more than fine. I think it's important to, you know what? I don't have to watch SmackDown live. I'm going to catch up with it in the morning, Saturday morning. I'm going to watch that. If I'm even busy Saturday, I'll catch it Sunday. You know? I don't know. I don't know if that was even a point that needed to be made. I think there's just like a lot of people that get caught up in maybe interests and things like that. Especially, like I said, someone whose entire career is based on it. I think it's important to have a balance. You know? And believe me, there has absolutely been times. I think I've said this on the podcast a while ago where I had a date and I was like, hey, can we do Saturday instead of Friday? Because I think Roman Reigns was like on an episode, and we were like in the middle of the Bloodline shit, and Roman Reigns was like appearing for the first time, or The Rock might even be scheduled or whatever. And I changed the date. I didn't say what the reason was or this specific reason, but I moved a date because I wanted to watch SmackDown. So I think there's a balance of like, if you do what you want, if you want to stay in and watch SmackDown and not hang out or not whatever, do that. But I think there is also something to say of, you got to show up. And like I said, you're not going to be how old you are right now. WWE is Monday Night Raw is always going to have an episode on Monday. But I don't know, it's every so often you get invited to, hey, you want to come to this blah 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 on a Monday and whatever? And you say yes. Catch up on Raw after. I don't know. I don't even know where that really came from. Okay. That's the show. Kind of stubborn. Thank you for joining. Hope you're enjoying it, because I am. It's fun, especially when I have stuff to talk about. It's not as easy when I'm just like, all right, well, let's wing it for an hour. But I had things this week, which was good. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna title it. I want to make it like the title, like the most wholesome person on TikTok is such a good title. But I don't want to put Corinna in the thumbnail. It's like I said, she's been stressing about the attention, and I don't want to add to that. It feels disingenuous. I think the title is going to be like, The Weekend is Stressful or something. I don't know. I don't think that's as like attention grabby, but whatever. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen over there, appreciate it. I think if you want to support, hey, I now have membership functionality. If you want to hit join, become a member of the channel. I think there's also some sort of listener support on Spotify. I don't know. It's all in they're basically donations if you want, but please don't feel like you're obligated to. What else? Thought I had something else. All right. That's the episode. I'll see you next week. I'll see you all week. Everywhere. Whatever. All right. Thank you. Bye.